Just because the 2025 NFL Draft is over doesn't mean the Pittsburgh Steelers are done making moves and adding players to their roster. Because after the draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers added 4 new undrafted free agents to the team. But first, before I get to who those players are and their introduction to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, the whole plan for the Pittsburgh Steelers throughout the draft was to add to the trenches, add to the big guys up front that do all the dirty work. And the Steelers weren't done adding to that group after the draft, because they gave out the biggest signing bonus they've ever given out to an undrafted free agent non-quarterback in team history, and they gave it out to a fullback in South Alabama's DJ Thomas-Jones. Also adding to the trenches, the Pittsburgh Steelers signed Minnesota's offensive lineman, Aiden Williams. They also signed a big guy at tight end in South Dakota's tight end, J.J. Galbreath. And then they add to their special teams as well, adding Pitt kicker Ben Sauls to the roster. So, now that you know who the players are, let me introduce you to them and tell you what they could bring to this roster and Steeler Nation. And I'm going to start off with DJ Thomas-Jones. So, DJ Thomas-Jones was given the largest non-quarterback undrafted free agent signing bonus that the team has ever given out in their history. The Steelers gave him $30,000 signing bonus as an undrafted player. And this is only $5,000 shy of the franchise history after giving quarterback John Rice Plumlee a franchise record $35,000. So obviously they really like him and they wanted him to specifically sign with them and no other team after the draft. So he was listed as a tight end, but he really is a fullback. He doesn't possess great size as he's 6'1", 256 pounds. So this could be a potential fit at the fullback position, but obviously the Steelers really like him. So Thomas-Jones could compete for a roster spot here, and with the signing bonus the team gave out, it seems as if they feel there's a chance he could be an impact player. Thomas-Jones will turn 23 in July. He was originally a 3-star prospect out of high school and committed to Ole Miss, but later he transferred to South Alabama. His best game last season came when he caught 5 passes for 59 yards against Texas State in 2024. Thomas-Jones never took a carry in college, but it's not often fullbacks are carrying the ball in the NFL either way, unless you're a 49ers fullback. If he can succeed as a blocker and can do his job catching out of the backfield, and Smith wants to employ a fullback this season, then Thomas-Jones could be a spot for the 53-man roster of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, this is what you need to know about Thomas-Jones. The Steelers obviously really like him, and he is not a pass-catching guy, but he'll need to do that in the NFL a little bit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But let's see what he could do. Can he make the roster? Now, let's move over to the other undrafted free agent signing in Minnesota's offensive lineman, Aiden Williams. Because Aiden Williams is a player who he stands at 6'5", and he weighs 314 pounds. So he is a big guy. He comes in with good size and strength as an offensive tackle with a large upside. He bends his knees and blocks with leverage, patience, and strength. He fires his hands into opponents and places them correctly. And he anchors in pass protection well against bull rushes. And he's intelligent enough to pick up blitzes and fights hard throughout the action. He stays moving. He doesn't stay complacent. He doesn't stick around or feel lost, so he moves around. He has good agility as well. The only bad that you could really see in his game is he tends to kind of open his hips in pass protection when speed rushers attack off the edge, creating kind of a soft outside corner. And he lacks the girth and weight in his lower half to drop an immediate anchor when needed. Sometimes he can be late to strike near the top of the quarterback's drop, leaving his outside vulnerable. So, usually tackles, the outside is where they struggle, and that's where he struggles a little bit. When someone tries wrapping around, like a TJ Watt type of move that we all know and love. So, looking at his biography, he was a redshirt senior who was born in Alaska. He played in 40 games in 4 years at Minnesota. He split time between tackle and guard, so he is versatile. And he was a 2025 Shrine Bowl participant, 2024 first team NSIC All-Conference, and he was a 2-year starter at tight end, defensive end, and long snapper throughout his career and high school. So he does do long snapping a little bit. And we know the Pittsburgh Steelers like bringing competition there. So this is a good signing as an undrafted player, and adding to the offense line, the trenches, is what the Steelers do here by adding to Aiden Williams. Is this a guy who could probably make the final roster? Well, a lot of offense linemen left in free agency. The Steelers let them go. So he does have a chance, but more than likely for sure, this will be a practice squad addition, at least. So now, let's move over to tight end JJ Galbreath of South Dakota. He is a tight end. So he stands at 6'3", 231 pounds. And once again, this is a little bit of a shorter build tight end to the roster. It's not really the big guys that you're accustomed to with the Steelers, the 6'4", 6'5" guys. No, so this is a little bit smaller tight end. And looking at Galbreath, he is acceptable overall build, I guess. He's a fluid athlete and easy mover with no stiffness or kind of rigidity in his movements. He shows bursts at the top of his route to create space and able to drop his hips and get out of breaks. He's effective use of head nods and fakes to sell routes against defensive backs. And he has a good feel against zone coverage, finding the soft spot. The bad, however, is he's so inconsistent as a blocker and lacks the strength because he is a smaller guy to win at the point of attack on base blocks. He also struggles to sustain blocks and gets over his toes falling off. So he must improve his upper body strength if he wants to have a chance to make this team. Because we know the Steelers already have some pass catching tight ends. They don't really need that. They need some blocking tight ends. And he is going to have to do work on that. More than likely, he will not make the final 53-man roster. If anything, the fullback will, who could play tight end and fullback. But this is a player who can be a practice squad addition. So this undrafted player in JJ Galbreath is on the team as of right now, and we'll see how he does through all the camp sessions and preseason. Now, let's move over away from offense. Let's go to special teams, because the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed Pitt kicker Ben Sauls to an undrafted deal. He stands at 5'9", basically 5'10", 182 pounds. And he's a player who has a big leg. And most of you guys already know that from watching Pitt football. But he's confident about his range, and he could go 50 yards deep. Ball gets tremendous arc under each kick, even from distance, with consistent end-over-end rotation. He's highly accurate and proficiency under 40 yards, only 2 career misses under that range, and 100% from his extra points the last 3 years. Many misses came from far range, 4 from 50 plus the last 2 seasons. He's the elite 2024 season and one college football's best kickers that year. He handles clutch situations and meets the moment well, and he just has success in general. And you can see why the Pittsburgh Steelers brought him in, and they signed him. He's been in the facility. He's been in the bill, and the Steelers probably already seen him kick many times in the facility since they share it, so they know that he could kick the football, and that's what you need. Kickers win games sometimes, so he could be a player that could win you games if Chris Boswell gets injured or something happens. Obviously, he's a player who's probably made the practice squad guy because you're not going to carry 2 kickers on the team, but always having someone who you trust just in case something goes wrong and you know you could sign to a deal right away because you believe in them is a good thing. And that's what they're getting here with Ben Sauls. The only bad thing you could really say is he's a little bit undersized, but as long as you have a big leg, it really doesn't matter. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, they feel confident in him, and they sign him to an undrafted deal, and they add him to the roster. So these are the 4 players the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed to undrafted deals and I just wanted to go through the offense and special teams today. There's some other players that signed undrafted deals. I'll get into them tomorrow because they're on the defensive side of the ball. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on these players signing to the roster. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you think that any of them have a chance to make the final team? Or do you think most of them are just practice squad guys and will end up getting cut? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also give me your rating on this draft entirely. Your grade for each pick. Also, since this is the end of the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports. Everything surrounding the draft, I've already covered it. Every new player we added, introduction is on the channel. So go ahead and check it out. And just because it's over doesn't mean I'm done covering this team. Every undrafted free agent signing, I will cover that, beyond, and more. Every new rumor. So stay tuned, like this video, turn notifications for this channel, and until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.